Hey everyone, welcome back to another Crypto Unplugged YouTube video. It's Doc here, and if you're new to the channel, you're in for a really good video. Oz and I have been spending years in the crypto markets breaking down Bitcoin, altcoins, uncovering high potential altcoins, and making sense of the madness that you see in front of you today. Our goal is to help you stay one step ahead in this game, and today we're looking at the worst crypto liquidation event ever. $8 to $10 billion wiped out in just 24 hours. Is this the end of the cycle, or is it the greatest buying opportunity of recent times? We're breaking down the charts, looking at Bitcoin and looking at the others chart as well. We'll tell you exactly what we think, so stick around until the end of the video because you won't want to miss this one. And before we get started, viewers, just make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the like button, and turn the bell notification on as well. Oz, it's been a bit of a mad day on crypto Twitter, in particular social media, and I'm sure you've just been sitting down calmly, just having a look and relaxing as well. So just give us an update on the Bitcoin chart first before we go into the others chart, and then you can give us your view of what's going to happen over the next coming period.
Yeah, hi Doc. Yeah, it's been a bit of a crazy day. Well, I was asleep most of it. I woke up to a bit of carnage in the markets, but long-term levels remain intact. It's just a lot of you see on crypto Twitter, you see a lot of emotions fly up. When we were down here, where when I woke up, I think we were down here somewhere, and it's just the bear market's in, everything's over. And now right now on Twitter, we're back up here. Things are bullish again in the space of 4 or 5 hours. So I don't personally work like that. I am looking at ahead in terms of months, even these dips that happen. I'm not day trading or pretending to day trade as a lot of people do on Twitter. They think they're traders, and then their high leverage positions being wiped out, like you mentioned. 8 to 10 billion today, although it was reported it was around 2 billion, but in reality it was about 8 to 10 billion wiped off the market. So a lot of people probably lost a lot of money. You have to be, if you're in the day trading game, you have to really know your levels and your stop losses and your risk management and all that sort of stuff. But for me personally, I'm in spot and my plans, people on Twitter like to think, oh yeah, you were bullish a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I'm bullish going forward this whole cycle. These weeks, it doesn't matter, a 30% drop or 20% drop. I have DCA levels, or we have DCA levels in that we're actually lower than where price came for some of these altcoins. So for me, it's not a problem in that sense, because obviously the bigger plan, and we'll take you through the video now with obviously invalidation levels. If things do start going into a bear market, then at least you will know exactly when, for me personally, when I think things will happen. So if you look at the chart here, and I have highlighted this key level here, which is the yearly open. So for me, the yearly open is always a very key level going into the market, going forward into 2025. Now for me, if we are to remain over above the yearly open, and I'm not talking about a daily candle close like below here, all of a sudden we're below the yearly open and it's all over. No, I'm talking about monthly closes. So for me, a monthly close below the 93,000, around 93,400 would start sending sort of alarm bells for me to say, 2025 in actual fact could be bearish. So you'd have plenty of time to get out, because it wouldn't if a monthly closed, you might get a retest and then before you break down. So for me personally, unless we are closing monthly below 93,400, there's nothing really a problem in the markets. And a lot of people are looking at altcoins, they might be down 10% or 20% or 30%. But for me, Bitcoin is the leader of this market. If Bitcoin is not in trouble, the alts will follow soon enough. You just have to remain patient in that sort of sense. You don't have to think about, oh, my altcoin's going to go to zero. And as long as it's a decent altcoin with is generally performing well, as long as Bitcoin is above the yearly open, and it will continue to go up, in my opinion, then your altcoin will also do well. But focusing on the 1 hour chart, the daily chart, or anything below the daily charts, for me, that's more of a trader's game. If you're trading in and out of the market, that's fair enough, and you know what you're doing. But for me, I'm looking at the end of the cycle, the mid end of the cycle. I'm in spot mainly, so that's what I'm looking at. So if we look at what I think has happened and what I did post on the group earlier on, I think what we're having now with Bitcoin is this, wave 2 low. So we hit the wave 2 low, which I did post in the members group, maybe I think it was on the 27th of Jan, that these were the levels to look at for the wave 2 low, and we hit the 886 at 91,500. Now we're getting a strong bounce. So this is we have to monitor this and see how this goes over the next week or so. But what I do see is there's a really long wick here, just like there was a really long wick here as well. And these wicks tend to fill at least 50%. So I wouldn't FOMO in today. This is gone green now, and people are probably jumping into alts. You probably will have a second chance to get in once the retest of this wick comes in. If it does come in, even if you go back all the way to, for example, if we go back to last cycle, and even one of the big wicks we had was the COVID crash. Even back here, you still a few days later, you still had that 50% test before you start moving up. So I wouldn't rush in that sense. If you're thinking, oh, you've missed out, and things are not looking, you're trying to FOMO. I would never FOMO into any kind of market, what it is. So there is a chance that we get that 50% wick, and if we actually if we measure that 50% wick, where would it come in? So this is something to see as well. So you're prepared on that wick fill. So we've got around that 94,500 level. So it could, if we could come up, because going forward we could just chop around tomorrow, maybe go up, come down, and then go straight into this wick area. So that's the most important level, I would think, after this pump that we're having. If it doesn't test the 50% wick, then it is what it is, but you might have another chance coming down. Obviously, like I kept saying, the yearly open, monthly close. So February is not really a month I'm making any rash decisions in terms of bull market over. I take things, I'm very slow with the way I take things. I don't rush into decisions to say things are over, or things are, I'm not flip-flopping every day. For me, just like back in August when I had my main level at, it was around $51,000, I think it was, back in August. That was the level, and it proved to be a very good level, because we went up to over 100,000 since then. So again, I'm looking for this final fifth wave to complete. What we do have is these main levels here, and generally in a bull year you get the top level hitting. So the top level stands about $150,000. That could be a potential target, 120 or 150,000. Obviously we'll go into that as soon as I will go into that more once February closes, and it's firmly above the 93,400 level, the yearly open level. Once that's closed above that level, then I would be very confident in a new the wave 5 completing this year. Obviously the next immediate level, in terms of a longer term level, you need to get over 106,000. I would say a big close above this level, maybe a couple of weeks above this, then it's going into the $123,000 area, in my opinion. So yeah, I wouldn't rush into any decisions. I wouldn't be, even though Bitcoin now is pumping nicely, I'm still level-headed. I'm not shying for the moon that we're going all the way. The moon is here. At the end of the day, we have to stay level-headed in crashes and in pumps. So for me, Bitcoin, yeah, it's still bullish. There's nothing really too bearish to actually look at, and just whatever the charts are telling us, that's what we do. And for me, I was I was never too panicked in this sort of scenario anyway. But it is what it is. Twitter's, I tweeted out earlier on that 2021, the class of 2020 and 2021 was a lot more calmer than this class. I actually get surprised at what I read on Twitter, and the reply guys always coming in, and then it's just hilarious to me. When the COVID crash happened, it was actually a great opportunity, and I
was
felt
a lot calmer, wasn't it? As I remember,
a lot calmer
well.
than a lot calmer than it was this. And for me anyway. Yeah, let's see how it goes in the next few weeks.
Before Oz breaks down the others chart, check out this little clip because we've got something big coming soon. And if you've been thinking about joining, now might be the right time. More on that later, but for now, let's just get into this. Don't let this opportunity slip you by. For less than 65 cents a day, that's the cost of a Snickers bar, you can unlock the ultimate crypto edge with Alpha Insider at the Markets Unplugged. So why join the Alpha Insider? Because you've got Crypto Daily Alpha newsletter, your one-stop resource for the latest news, regulation updates, insights, airdrops, token unlocks, and much more to keep you informed always. Plus, every weekday you've got the Market Daily Alpha packed with daily TA on Bitcoin and altcoins, plus weekly and monthly levels to ensure you're never sidelined or caught mid-cycle. You've got our DCA strategy table that includes more than 25 altcoins with 3 DCA in levels for perfect entry points, plus 3 DCA out levels to take profits strategically to avoid round-tripping your gains back to zero and watch your wallet grow and make sure you stay that way. Plus, you've got access to our exclusive Telegram community to join like-minded people from the Crypto and Markets Unplugged community, and you'll have access to exclusive altcoin charts, vote on the DCA altcoin picks, and ask questions about TA, fib levels, and more. So why wait? Protect your portfolio, maximize your crypto gains this bull cycle with realistic profit strategies. The clock is ticking. This is your last chance to grab the Alpha Insider at an unbeatable price. Click the link below and start your journey with confidence and make this bull cycle count. Okay, Oz, let's look at the others chart.
So here's the others chart, and again, what you have is the yearly open. So others, the first major thing to be bullish for others is you need to get over the yearly open, which is 335 billion. I know, February is still a long month. There's plenty of time to get above that at the moment. And while Bitcoin is sitting above its yearly open, I'm not too worried where others is. Now, what others looks like to me for, what it's done so far, we could be having this wave 2 coming down. And if we measure this in terms of exactly where others is, so let's look at the retracement levels for others. And what you see again, for others, it's down on the AA6, but there's such a long wick here again. So there's potential that we could, test 50% of this wick before we start moving up. Invalidation for others, for me, would be around here, 190 billion. Then you would actually start really breaking down, quite significantly for alts. If you think alts are down now, then if this was to break, it'd go down another 90%. But generally, again, for others, I always look at Bitcoin first. I see others coming down, bouncing strongly off its AA6 level, close to the yearly open, previous yearly open. What I want to see for others initially is after we, maybe consolidate here for a bit, I want to see it breaking above the 0.5, but more importantly, the 335. And then I think we can start making all-time highs for others, coming into February, later part of February into March. So this is what I'm looking at for others. Again, as for me, it's not really a big problem. It's a big flush, don't get me wrong, but the longer term plan, wave 2 coming down, it's not really time to panic. You can't panic here. You have your invalidation level, so I would put my invalidation level, probably around here, 190 billion. But more importantly, I want to see February close above 335. So that'd be an interesting thing to go, to look at going forward. Can others get above its yearly open? And then I would just say, it's going to, once it claims yearly open, I think it's going to be very bullish for all. So you can either wait right now if you're unsure what to do. If you don't want to take a risk and buy it down here at these levels, you'll be buying at higher prices, but you wait till the I would say the yearly open is reclaimed. So that's 335 billion. So you could then a couple of weekly closes or a weekly close above this level here, or even a monthly close above this level here, you can be confident that new all-time highs are coming for others. So that's my little take on others at the moment. A flush has happened, but we've had a nice reaction. We'll wait. We'll look at Bitcoin, see what Bitcoin does. And if Bitcoin starts moving up, others will also start moving up. So it's just that simple.
There you have it, viewers. Regardless of the massive liquidations across the crypto market, none of our key levels have been validated. We're keeping a close eye on the monthly close. Both Oz and I are as calm and as bullish as ever. And if you're not a member yet, head over to the marketsunplugged.com. Members get exclusive access to deeper technical breakdowns, analysis, Bitcoin, wave, fib levels, timing analysis that you won't find anywhere else. So that's it for today. Keep on watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And again, please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and see you guys in the next video.